Now, the group has sung sea shanties for tourists in the harbours and pubs of Port Isaac and Cornwall for 15 years. The fishermen's friends say they're astounded by the deal because they're just ordinary blokes who never sought fame, money or a record deal. Let's check in with Glenn now for one final time this week.
I've got a question for you. Do you give blood? Do you think you would to save the life of your mum, your dad, a brother, a sister, a good friend? Of course you would. The answer's simple. And I can tell you so would I. In fact, I did yesterday, as a matter of fact. We all expect blood to be there if we're in a bad accident, trauma, surgery, cancer, and you need it urgently. But the bottom line is it won't be there unless someone takes the time to give blood. So to tell us all about it this morning, I'm joined by John Murray from the Australian Red Cross Blood Service and Paul de Gelder, who's received a lot of donated blood. Guys, welcome to the show.
G'day, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn, hang on.
John, the reality is that it won't be there unless more people give blood.
Yeah, more people. We always need more people to give blood. Unfortunately, people don't know, but 1 in 3 people in Australia will need blood in their lifetime. And
yet how many give it?
1 in 30 give it. And so we're always after new donors, new blood donors. It's very important that we get them.
And the other thing is, you know, where that blood goes to, because a lot of us have a tendency to think about it just as trauma victims, but of course that's only about 2%, isn't it?
34% of that goes into cancer patients. About 18% goes into surgery that everyone uses each day.
Yeah.
And only the 2% is for trauma and road victims and people who have had massive accidents.
Which is a very important part of it. And of course, Paul, you know that only too well. You're here thanks to people donating blood, being very generous. You had a dreadful accident. Tell us about that.
That's true. Last year I was attacked by a shark in Sydney Harbour, not far from here, and I was the recipient of 300 units of blood.
That's a lot of blood.
That's 150 donations.
150 donations. So there I was yesterday giving blood, 150 of me giving blood.
Yep.
Just to keep you alive and to have you here today.
Yeah, it's a bit of a daunting thought that I've got so many different people's blood inside me, but when you look at the other alternative, which is death, it's not so bad.
And the reality is that at that time, you can't pick and choose, can you? I mean, you just want to stay alive. Thank you very much.
This is true. By the time I got to the hospital, I was so lacking in blood that I couldn't move my body at all. I was having trouble breathing. So, you know, I could have all the doctors in the world, but without that blood.
So thanks to the Australian Red Cross and thanks to the donors in particular who helped to save your life. And as you said before, John, I mean, blood's one thing, but there's also other products, there's other donations, like plasma, for example.
Yeah, plasma is, there's a doubling of plasma demand over the next 10 years, so there's more and more needs for plasma, so we're asking our donors to actually come in and give plasma as well.
And plasma is just let's simplify this, it's just another part of the blood donor program. You either give blood or you give plasma.
Yes, yeah, and the plasma is, you know, it's 50% of the blood is the volume of plasma, and it's used for 16 different products, the life-saving products, and it's used for, and it's basically the nutrients and blood clotting factor in your blood that goes around.
And a very, very important part of this whole process. And the other part about it is that if you're a blood donor, you can also be a plasma donor, and you can give plasma very regularly, can't you?
Yeah, you can give plasma every 2 weeks. Now, the Australian population, we need 27,000 donations every week. So we need more and more people to donate with a doubling of plasma needs because of the ageing population and more scientific breakthroughs for plasma. Plasma is becoming more and more important for us as well.
The message is simple, folks. If you want it to be there, if you need it, or I need it, or a friend needs it, then do something about it. If you're aged 16 to 70, get down to your local blood donor centre and do something special. Give blood, or give plasma, as John said. It doesn't take long. You don't have to do much, and you get to save 3 lives every time you donate. People like Paul, for example, could be very well the beneficiary of your generosity. Could be the life of someone you care about. Do something special, give blood, call 13 14 95 or visit donateblood.com.au. And some of you at home might have even helped save Paul's life, so thank you very much for that. And don't put it off, whatever you do. Do it today. All right, guys, thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
Paul, John.
Thank you very much.
Larry, Kyle, back to you.
Thank you for your company this week. Tomorrow on Weekend Sunrise, we're right across those state elections in South Australia and Tasmania. We're continuing to track Cyclone Louis, of course, for you. Lady Gaga's being sued for like $30 million, Kyle, by an ex-lover. Yeah. Okay.